Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Outlifting Lounge. I'm Alan.
And I'm Derek. This show is going out during that period between Christmas and New Year when generally you don't even know what day of the week it is. So nothing too serious today. We are just going to have a bit of a chat about our Christmas, about our New Year's resolutions, and we're going to share quite a funny Reddit post that we found. So let's get going.
Right, let's have a little chat about our Christmas, our second Christmas on Gran Canaria.
It was fun. It was a different kind of Christmas as well because it's so hot here, nice and sunny. Not to make anybody feel jealous.
Yeah, it was about 21 degrees on Christmas Day.
Definitely was not a white Christmas here.
And of course, on Christmas morning, we did our favourite thing to do here, and that's to check the weather back in Glasgow.
So they didn't get a white Christmas either.
No.
Although they got a dry Christmas, which, I mean, if you're living in Glasgow, you'll take that.
I'll tell you what, our Christmas Day wasn't dry. I'm still feeling the effects of it.
The spirits were free-flowing, shall we say.
They were.
But it was good fun. It was really good fun. There was a good crowd of us that went out and celebrated Christmas together with a nice meal.
With a nice bottle of fizz at Nick's, which was nice. That was just to kind of set us up for the day. And then we went to our local, Copacabana, a couple of nice wee cocktails in there, and then our Christmas lunch.
We went to a little place called the Bistro. Fab guys that run a really nice staff that work there and stuff. And there was a huge big table of us. So lots of people there, people we hadn't met before, people we had met but didn't know really well. So it was quite nice to get to speak to them and enjoy Christmas and have a laugh.
Yeah, it was good. Like you said, there was some people we didn't know and people that we kind of know of and we say hi to, but to actually sit down and have a chat with them was really nice. Yeah. It was really good.
And then after the meal, we went and got haggis. So haggis spent the rest of Christmas Day with us. And yeah, we just went down to the Jumbo Centre, went to Copacabana for a few drinks, went to Mardi Gras for a few drinks, went to the Rainbow Room for a few drinks.
Yeah, and it was time to go home.
No.
Oh no, then we went to Tom's for a drink.
Did you forget that we ended up in Tom's?
It came back to me then, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's very difficult to get haggis home because the taxis just won't take dogs normally. So
yeah,
we ended up having to bribe a taxi driver with 20 euros to take us home.
They double the fare to take us home. But listen, we got home and that was the main thing. And Haggis loves being in the Jumbo, doesn't he? Because he just gets so much attention.
Yeah.
And he was getting plenty of attention in Rainbow Room when we were around as well.
It was a good Christmas for him too.
Aye, he enjoyed it.
Yeah. But of course, in Spain, the Christmas doesn't really start or end on the 25th of December. Christmas really starts on the 22nd of December for the Christmas lottery.
El Gordo.
And if anybody hasn't experienced this, I think we wanted to talk about this because it is an experience.
It's actually mental.
It starts really early in the morning. Everybody buys their tickets well in advance and you basically get a ticket with a 5-digit number on it. And then they have two huge big, they're like those old bingo ball thing. Yeah. So they've got like 100,000 numbers in one of them. And then in the other one that they've got, this is the smaller one, they've got lots of different prizes.
And it's a massive draw as well. They give out something like, was it 2.5 billion euros worth of prizes?
Yeah, none of it came our way though. I'm raging.
I know.
2 Christmases in a row, we've won nothing.
I know, raging. And it's a huge thing as well, because you said when you took haggis out for a walk, like walking past all our neighbours, you could hear it on the TV as well, because everybody watches it.
There were people in the street with their phones, like watching it on their phones. There were people who had pulled their cars over to watch it, and it goes on for hours. And it's these, like, we'll put a little clip in so people can hear what it sounds like, but we've got these kids that take part and they sing the numbers and the prizes.
52.266.000 euros, 87.930.000 euros.
But it goes on for hours like this, so long that they have to keep changing the kids over so none of them lose their voice.
And it's a good way for us to practice our numbers in Spanish.
Well, yeah, I think they sing way too fast. But in Spain, it's such a massive thing. For people in Spain, it's like tradition. So for them, that's when Christmas begins. It's when they tune into the lottery and hear the songs being sung, hear the numbers being sung. And it is just tradition for them.
What's the best part of it though?
1000 euros.
No, because that's the thing you hear all the time. The thing I was going to say was when somebody wins a prize,
Oh yeah, so when somebody wins a prize, what you do basically, if you win the big prize or the second big prize or whatever, you go to the place where you bought the ticket and celebrate.
But they've got camera crews like situated all over Spain, and they're there within like 10-15 minutes. It's mental actually how quick they can get there. And then there's people there celebrating with their champagne and stuff, and they get a literal 15 minutes of fame.
That's good fun, and it's nice that we're falling into these new Christmas traditions.
So our Christmas is finished, but actually Spanish Christmas isn't actually until the 6th of January.
Yeah, it's really weird. So their Christmas is totally different here. They've got different things that they celebrate, and so today's like the 28th of December, and it's Dia de los Inocentes, which is basically their version of April Fool's Day.
But let's go back. So let's follow the timeline properly.
Okay.
So we've got El Gordo on the 22nd.
Yes,
Then on Christmas Eve is Noche Buena.
yes.
And that's really when people celebrate here, because their neighbours were up to 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Well, that's the last time that you heard them. I think I heard them after that, but they really celebrate. It's such a big thing here. It's like
Yeah.
Christmas Eve night.
But then their Christmas Day is more like a traditional UK Boxing Day.
Yeah, everybody's off work. You see people out doing like DIY and stuff like that, and it's just a bit of a normal day.
Yeah.
And the only people that you really see out doing like the Christmas Day thing are tourists or people from other countries that live here, like us.
So yeah, so that's us up to the 28th. And so it's just a
Yeah.
little bit of a lull now before, as I would call it, Hogmanay, New Year's Eve. But we're back to work tomorrow. I've got client check-ins tomorrow, so that's quite nice to have a wee bit of normality before having a couple of days off again.
Yeah.
And we don't really do much at Hogmanay because of Haggis, because he's scared of the fireworks.
Yeah, he's a bag. No, he's bad with the fireworks. So we've never really been able to do anything at New Year's Eve because of that,
Yeah.
which is a shame, but he's priority.
So normally stay in, have a couple of drinks at the Bell, watch the Steamy.
Oh,
Now, if anybody doesn't know what the Steamy is, I'm sure a lot of people from Scotland will know what it is. Actually, probably a lot of older people, because it's from the 19...
you're telling on yourself here.
I know. It's from the 1980s, I want to say. I
Yeah.
remember it as
It
a
was
kid.
late 1980s.
Yeah, I remember it being on the TV as a kid. And it's Tony Roper who wrote this play, and it's about Glasgow women in the 1950s going to the Steamy, which is where they used to go to wash their clothes. And it just... so many memories of watching it with my gran and my mum as a kid, and we love it. I introduced it to you, and we always have a greet, as we would say in Glasgow, which is a cry basically at it because it's so nostalgic.
It's heartwarming. It captures a moment in time, and there's so many different themes to it as well. It's like one of the main underlying themes in it is about the strength and resilience of women.
Mm-hmm.
And there is something really timeless about that as well, but particularly for that period in time. They talk about their husbands, what their husbands have been getting up to, and the one male character that's actually in it is just getting drunker and drunker as the show goes on, and the women are having to put up with his nonsense as well.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's if anybody hasn't seen The Steamy before, it's such a good watch. It's just so funny. There's so many stupid little lines in there that we quote all the time.
Yeah.
And we'll get really excited to watch it every New Year's.
Like, I love it. And the actual day of this, when the women are at the Steamy, is Hogmanay, New Year's Eve as well. So that's why it's kind of got that theme running through it as well. Everybody gets a chance to go and see the stage show of it, because they do it every now and again. Go and see it. It's brilliant. And we actually went to see a drag version of it in
dragged
Glasgow.
to the Steamy.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. It was so funny. They had so much success with that they then got to tour around Scotland and do drag to the Steamy all around Scotland, and that got a really good reception as well. People loved it.
And then we went to see 95. They did a drag version of that there.
That
as
was
well.
very funny. Yeah.
And I'm sure one of the actors that they had on was just dragged in that night, because they kept making mistakes. So
Yeah.
it was
very
funny.
good. So if anybody hasn't seen The Steamy, it's on STV Player, which is available in Scotland. But also, I think you can watch it on YouTube as well. I don't know how legit that is, but I'm pretty sure the whole thing's on YouTube.
Watch it, definitely.
Yeah, we will. And we've got a visitor on New Year's Eve as well.
Yes, so the boys from Copacabana, Grant and Jeff, they have a dog, Nala, and she's very, very frightened of the fireworks, probably worse than haggis actually. So we're going to have her that night so that the boys are obviously working, and we're going to make sure that the doggos are okay. We're going to build them a wee den so that they feel nice and safe. So
Yeah,
that's going to be our favourite thing, the steamy and dogs.
pretty much. And then we'll start the new year as we mean to go on out with the dogs first thing in the morning. And
we'll be fresh probably as well.
we'd probably be the freshest people for kilometres around.
And Christmas won't actually be done here by that point in the UK. 5th of January, everybody's back to work, depressed. And then the 6th is actually the King's Day here.
Dia de los Reyes, I'm pretty sure it's called. Most kids in Spain, I think, pretty much get their presents from the 3 wise men, the kings. So they don't arrive until the 12th day of Christmas, which is the 6th of January. So that's a big thing here. That's like kind of like Christmas Day, essentially.
And then Christmas is done.
And then Christmas is done and it starts getting back to normal. Christmas is very much finished for us, though. And once New Year's is over, we are looking ahead.
Yes, 2026.
Yeah. And we're going to set ourselves some resolutions and stick to them and make 2026 a really good year and kick it off the way we want. So we'll announce what some of our resolutions are on camera so that we have to stick to them.
No pressure.
Yeah. So what are your resolutions?
I think for me, it's definitely learning more Spanish. We kind of dip in and out of it, don't we, our study, but I need to be more structured and strict and have a bit of a routine with that so that by the end of 2026, I'm at least C1 level. I'm kind of at B1 level at the minute, which is intermediate, I would say, but I want to be above that.
I think you're finding the same difficulty as me because we are self-taught. We're learning ourselves. We're watching programs in Spanish. We're learning things as we go on. I think very much the problem for me is I can read Spanish really well. Like I've read a couple of books and things, and it's a good way to learn because anytime I come across a word I don't know, I'm adding it to my vocabulary. So I can do that really well. I can write in Spanish pretty okay. But when it comes to having a conversation in Spanish, some days I'm really good and I can blab away. And then other days or with certain people, I just freeze.
Yeah.
And I find it difficult. So for me, definitely learning Spanish is a big priority, big resolution going into 2026. But specifically, I think practicing speaking.
Yeah, speaking and listening, that's the problem. And I think here as well, because the Canarian accent is so strong, it's fast, they miss off letters from the ends of words, so it's just, for us, it's really, really difficult. And how we describe it normally is if someone was to learn English and then they suddenly found themselves in the middle of Glasgow city centre, and people are like, all right, pal, how you doing? What's happening? They'd just be like, what the hell?
Or asking somebody, oh, excuse me, have you seen where the newspapers are? And somebody from Glasgow turn around and going, there.
There. Yeah. So I think that's the situation we find ourselves in, that the Canarian accent is so strong that we find it difficult, and it's fast. The cadence is like super fast. So we just need to throw ourselves into it. I think we need some more gay Canarian pals because that will help us with like pop culture as well.
Yeah. I think for me as well as the Spanish, one thing that I was not as good at in 2025, which I previously was really good at, was my yoga practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, a big resolution going into next year is definitely to pick the yoga practice way back up again, do it much more regularly, because I'm starting to notice that I'm becoming a little more inflexible. My body's definitely got a little bit more rigid. And yeah, just in general, my body is not as loose as it used to be.
Yeah. I think with the amount of strength.
I can't believe I just said that and you didn't even make an innuendo. You're not on your game today.
Right, hang on. You're quite loose. Yeah, I think as well, because we're getting a bit older.
Maybe you.
But listen, this was a running theme on Christmas Day. You kept saying that you were considerably younger than me.
I am.
You're a year and a half younger.
It's gay years though.
That's not a lot. March is coming and you're going to be 2 years younger apparently, because I'm 45 in March.
Yes.
And you'll still be 43. Anyway, we digress.
That should be the name of our podcast, actually. Never mind the Outlifting Lounge. It should just be We Digress.
So I think as we get a bit older, it's super important to make sure that we are stretching a bit more because of the amount of training we do in the gym. You know, we look after ourselves in that sense, but we definitely need to do a bit more because when we lived in Glasgow, you were teaching 3 body balance classes a week.
Yeah, then I was going and covering some classes and we were doing our own practice as well. I was really good at stretching in the evenings and things like that. And I've not been as good at it recently. And it's like anything, it just kind of falls on the wayside unless you have a focus on it. So that's a big focus for me.
Yeah. Something I want to continue doing into the new year in 2026 is reading more. Since I bought the Kindle like in October last year, I've absolutely loved it. And I never thought I would be a Kindle person. I like a book, but it's great. Grabbing my Kindle, getting into bed and just having a right good read. And I've been loving a lot of the things that I've been reading lately. And I still need to read A Room Above a Shop, which did we speak about it a couple of weeks ago?
I don't think we have spoken
No.
about it yet.
So that's a book that you've read twice actually, and I need to get into it so we can speak about it.
I never do this, but I read that book cover to cover in like a couple of hours. It's not a particularly long book, but I read it cover to cover, did not stop until I'd finished. It is beautiful. And I don't know like what it is about it. There's so many different themes underlying in the book. It's one of those books that when you do finish, it just sits with you for a little while. I didn't know how I felt afterwards. Honestly, the book is just so beautifully written. The sentences are quite short, but they are dense. Like they're so descriptive. It's almost like poetry in places. A Room Above a Shop by Anthony Shapland. Phenomenal. Cannot recommend it more. We're going to get you to read it and we maybe talk about it on a properly on a future show.
Yeah, I think so. I've just finished reading Shuggy Bain. It's 1980s. It was Glasgow. So, you know, you can relate to it because I was an 80s child growing up in Glasgow. So if anybody hasn't read Shuggy Bain, then I would recommend that as well.
I need to read Young Mungo. That's the follow-up. I have not read that yet and I need to.
Yeah, I think I preferred Young Mungo to Shuggy Bain just because I won't give too much away, but yeah,
Okay.
aye.
Young Mungo is on my New Year's reading list and Room Above a Shop can be on yours then.
Okay, deal.
And then we're going to need some more recommendations. So if anybody's tuning in and knows any good LGBT specific interest books, because that is what we like reading, LGBT fiction, please comment, send us messages, let us know what your recommendations are. Any other resolutions then?
Definite work-life balance.
Yeah.
And I think we've been quite good over Christmas. We have switched off.
Yes.
We haven't. The only thing we're doing really work-related is this right there. But this is fun as well.
That's because you don't do the editing. So we started the business at the start of 2025,
I know.
January.
Outlifting's nearly a year old.
Nearly a year old already. It has been great. It's been so much fun. Like we love what we do, but we have maybe been guilty of not taking enough us time. And that definitely, it's something we got better at towards the end of the year. But going into 2026, that has to be a non-negotiable for us.
Yeah.
Is time off.
Yeah. And during the summer, we were very good at taking a Friday afternoon off and going for a beach walk. And then we stopped doing that because we were so busy. So I think getting that back into our schedule during the week is a good thing.
Yes. Even just taking an hour out sometimes. Like we have done that where we take a lunch break, we go into the garden, sunbathe, and then we continue on with our day. And that hour of just switching off, forgetting about work is like really essential.
Yeah. And I think as well, because we are self-employed, obviously we're partners, we live together, we work together, it's very easy just to start talking about work because it's there all the time. So we need to have
Boundaries.
boundaries. Yes.
Yeah.
Definite boundaries. And taking an actual day off as well. We need to decide on a day off.
Yes. Having a better work-life balance is an aspirational resolution, but some of the other stuff that we're talking about setting boundaries, having a set day off, making that plan, that's how we're going to make it work. And that leads quite nicely into a little plug. But this is something that we're doing for free for people. So please listen in. This is not going to be a hard sale. So we are running from the 3rd of January for 28 days. We are running a New Year's resolution workshop called make it stick. So this is all about making your New Year's resolutions a reality and bringing them forward into 2026 and hopefully beyond. How many times have you started a New Year's resolution or set an intention and maybe it's okay at first, but then it falls on the wayside? What we want to do is bring people together as a group. And we've also already got quite a few people interested in this. So on the 3rd of January, we will run an online webinar. Everybody gets together. We will provide a digital workbook with lots of resources in there to support your journey. You will set your resolutions and we will go through the process of bringing a plan in place to make those resolutions a reality. Over the course of the next 28 days, we will check in with you weekly to see how you're doing with your resolutions, to see if you need any support and to help keep you accountable. Then at the end of the 28 days, we will get together for another video chat and everybody can discuss how their January was for the resolutions, where they were successful, and we can hopefully help each other out if we've maybe not had the level of success that we wanted with our resolutions. So if this sounds like something that you would like to take part in, we would love to welcome you along. It's totally free, totally no obligation. You don't need to be a member of Outlifting. We'd love to bring you on board. We are opening the registrations very, very soon. So in order to get on the waiting list, all you need to do is sign up. There is a link in the show notes or the description that you can click through. Just pop in your name and your email address and you will be the first to know when registrations open. So don't delay, do that now, get on that list and we will let you know, and we are looking forward to kicking off January 2026 together and making it our most successful yet. Right, let's get on with the show. Just before we wrap up, we're going to do our regular fitness segment. This is just going to be short. This is absolutely no hate whatsoever to the person who posted this on Reddit. We are not making fun of them. We are not laughing at them. This is probably quite a relatable fitness problem to have as a guy.
As a guy, yes. For
Yeah.
many guys, I would say. Right, let me just get this a bit closer because I'm at that age now where I'm probably needing glasses, to be honest. Okay, so I'm a teenager who just recently, in brackets, very recently, started lifting. And I've noticed that my right arm, in brackets, dominant one, is much more developed. I only use 10-pound weights and exercise both arms evenly. Should I start doing the exercises on each arm individually?
This is something that's pretty natural. If you're using your right arm for a certain vigorous activity quite regularly, that muscle's going to develop a little bit more, eh?
Like a 7-minute elliptical. So this, digressing again, but there was a scene on Gogglebox a few years ago, and it's the brother and sister from Blackpool. Can't remember their names, but I love them. They're hilarious. And the sister says to the brother, I got a notification on my Apple Watch that you had a 7-minute elliptical workout last night, and it was about midnight, and his face went absolutely beetroot.
To be fair, he didn't realize it first, but you could see when you were watching his face, the realization dawning on him.
Yes.
That, oh God, I was in bed at that time. I
Yes.
definitely was not on an elliptical trainer.
So we use that quite often as a running joke.
It's a euphemism,
A euphemism,
for
yes.
the 5-knuckle shuffle.
But on a more serious note, if you find that you do have imbalances in your muscles, then yeah, unilateral training, so training one side separately from the other, is a really good way of fixing those imbalances that you might have.
And that can go for any part of your body as well. I had a lateral hip tilt, so one side of my hip was higher than the other, and over time that became worse because I hadn't addressed it, and it means then you're overcompensating on one side, and because of that you end up overdeveloped on one side, under on the other. So it is the kind of thing that you need to be very conscious of when you are training. So if you have these imbalances, you can even them up, but you need to be very mindful of how you do that in your training. Perhaps what you might want to do is just maybe do an extra set on the left side when you're doing bicep work to try to get a little more work on that side. Or you could have a day when you're maybe not exercising your biceps in the gym, where you maybe go and do a couple of sets on that side. So it is about working out what you need. And there are certain ways that you can measure that as well. How you look in the mirror. You can take tape measurements of your biceps or any other body part and see whether they are imbalanced, how badly imbalanced they are. And then you can also monitor your progress if you keep taking those measurements.
Yeah. You tend to find that chest press, for example, so if you're doing a barbell chest press, if you have an arm or a side that's more dominant than the other, that one will lead. So a good way of balancing that out is using dumbbells, because they both have, both sides need to work equally to get the dumbbells up. So yeah, a fun post, but actually there is a message in there as well about how training unilaterally really benefits you.
Let's wrap it up then. As ever, thank you so much for tuning in to the Outlifting Lounge. Next week, we are going to be talking about plant-based nutrition. If you didn't know, Alan and I don't eat any meat. So we are wanting to share tips with you. If you are doing veganuary, or maybe one of your New Year's resolutions is to just eat less meat and eat more plants, this is going to be the show for you.
We have new episodes every Sunday, and we're available on all major platforms: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music.
And remember, we're on social media as well. You can follow us, you can catch up with our content, and you can get in touch with us there. We're on Instagram and TikTok, and our user handle is the same on both. It is at outlift.ing.
But for now, that's everything. So over and outlifting.